Hola, ¿qué onda? If you'd like to support the channel along with these patrons, there's a link in the description box below. Do you remember how to say I like it in Spanish? Me gusta. It's like saying it gusts me, the opposite of it disgusts me. Let's ask, do you like to speak Spanish? ¿Te gusta hablar español? Hablar came from fablar, like telling a fable. And remember, gusta stays the same, because we're really saying, does it gust thee? Hablar is in dictionary form because we're saying, to study Spanish. It's strange if we compare it to like, but when we think of it as the opposite of it disgusts thee, then this form comes more naturally. So what do we say for he likes and she likes? Le gusta. It's the reverse of el. And actually the word for he and the are the same, el. Because of this, we place a tilde over the e when we mean he. Obviously, this has nothing to do with the stress of the word, since there is only one syllable. It is simply to avoid confusion since it looks the same when we write it. And we will see this with a few other words later. So how do we say he likes to study ecology? Le gusta estudiar ecología. And we use le for both him and her. So this can also mean she likes to study ecology. Remember, you already know how to speak Spanish, so tell me, she likes to narrate stories. Le gusta narrar historias. The plural marker is the same in English and Spanish, we just add an S. Pretty easy, huh? So, el means both the and he. This is because Latin originally had no word for the, or even for he or she at the beginning. So the word for that came to be used in both cases instead. I'm sure you can imagine that she will include the word la. But there's a twist. She is just the words el and la combined. But this won't be pronounced ella. Think of the word quesadilla. The double L in Spanish becomes a y sound, the same as the Y in yo. So it's ella. Let's use this word now to say she confirms the reservation. Ella confirma la reservación. The last word is sometimes shortened to reserva. One thing though, we have to be careful when we use gusta with a person. If we say ella me gusta, this means I like her, that I find her attractive or want to date her. So don't use this word in the wrong situations, like when saying you like someone's significant other or their mom or something like that. We'll learn the word you should use in those situations later. I go in Spanish is related to the word voyage. But this is a word we use all the time, so we want it to be short like go. How about voy? This verb is irregular for the first person and ends in a y. The rest of the conjugation is regular though. We have voy, vas, va. And attract is to pull toward. This little word a is what we will use to say to. It's related to the word at in English. So guess how to say I'm going to China. Voy a China. It's like I go at China. This should also be easy. ¿Vas a México? Goest thou to Mexico? The X in Mexico now makes the same sound as the G in geología. And just like in English, we can use go for the future tense. Try to say, I am going to study Spanish. Give it a go. Voy a estudiar español. It's sort of like I go to study Spanish. But that's just because English's infinitive form is weird and adds a to. Let's say now, he is not going to speak English. No va a hablar inglés. Note how va and a kind of run together, as well as with hablar. This little a can help us out in another way. Let's say he likes photography. ¿Te gusta la fotografía? But as we know, this is ambiguous. Suppose we want to clarify that we're talking about him. Then we say, ¿A él te gusta la fotografía? To he, the photography gusts him. Say now, she is a professor. Ella es una profesora. Remember, the number 1 is uno, and this changes to un and una for a. Here's how to say, thou art a poet. Eres una poeta. Eres is like are and is combined. And poeta doesn't change for gender. I can say, soy un poeta. I am a poet. Do you see the connection to go, soy, and voy? So let's name all the forms of to be that we've learned. I am, you are, he, she is, soy, eres, es. Using the word for she, how do we say she studies? Ella estudia. Let's convert this word into a student now. Just like in English, we add nt, but estudiant doesn't sound complete, does it? At least not for Spanish. So we add an e to the end. Say, I'm a student. Soy un estudiante. Or soy una estudiante, if you're female. The words that end in e don't change for gender. And we just found another conversion. The suffixes ant and ent become ante and ente in Espanol. And let's end with an ant word that you will use much more often. Let's say the context is important. Make context into a masculine word. El contexto es importante. Okay, in the next episode, we'll have a special guest. Hope to see you then. If you'd like to support the channel so I can continue these lessons and do the same for other languages, then stop by Patreon, where you will also be able to find other study and listening material.